Hello, Mustang fans, and welcome to another episode of the Mustang Owners Podcast. I'm your host, John Clore, along with my co host, Mike Ray. And whether you've known me from my time at Auto Week magazine or Ford SVT or Ford Racing or Ford Performance, or you've known Mike from his time with Team Mustang or maybe Roush or Celine or the Mustang Owners Club of Southeastern Michigan, we want to know you from your Mustang story. And tonight, we've got super important Mustang information for you because, Mike, for some of us who live when the wind blows cold in the United States, we have to put our Mustangs away. We can't play with them all year, and people need to know what to do.
Yeah, and our guest tonight lives in the area where they know the most about it. I think.
Well, yeah. So, folks, you may have gone back to the beginnings of the Mustang Owners Podcast and seen we tried to address this problem before, and we got a bunch of email. Don't do this, don't do that. So, you know what? We're not pretending to be superstars on this. We went to the source. So in the middle of Michigan, right up by the thumb, there's a club called the Mustang Club of Mid Michigan. Now the Mustang Club of Mid Michigan lives in a snow belt. They get wind, they get drifts. It's bitter cold, and when these guys put their cars away, they've learned some lessons over the years. So we're going to have Tom Welch, who is the communications director and also the newsletter editor of the Mustang Club of Mid Michigan.
And former president, right?
Yeah, and former president. And by the way, let's mention this, Mike. He is also inducted into the Halderman Museum Mustang Club Member Hall of Fame. We're going to have Tom come on tonight and tell us what these members have learned over years of storing their cars. And Tom's going to give you the Mustang Club of Mid Michigan's top 8 tips to storing your Mustang for the winter. Tom Welch, welcome to the Mustang Owners
Hold
Podcast.
on, John. Hold on. We might be setting something here. This is the first time ever that there's 3 of us that are in the Halderman Hall of Fame on one screen.
On the same show.
Wow.
All right, so
this is history right now that we're making.
So, folks, if that doesn't give you some credibility, we're trying to tell you this stuff. We're not just some YouTube guy. This is an AI.
How many are in the Hall of Fame now, John? Is there 10 or
9 or 10? That's it.
Yeah, and there's 3 of them right here. We're almost 30% of the
we got
Hall
a consensus. So this
Yeah.
is not AI talking. So you don't go on YouTube and watch some AI video. What to do with your money? No, that's not. We're talking to Tom Welch. And Tom, you've been dealing with your club members all these years.
Yeah.
I don't know. You guys go through hell. It's worse up there in the thumb of Michigan than it is down here in Detroit. But
Yeah.
you guys have learned a lot. And I saw in your last newsletter, you put away something called Putting Away the Mustang. And you offered these tips. Tom, yeah, is that it? Okay, yeah. So, Tom, we'd like you to know that we need your expertise.
Okay. Well,
so give us the number one. No, Mike, this will throw you off right away. When I started reading it, the number one tip, I go, what? Who does that? So, Tom, why don't you take us through your top 8? Let's take number 1 and explain why it's important.
Okay. Well, I do have 8 items, and just quickly, they're fluids, clean it, tires and wheels, battery, parking brake, keeping out the critters, and placement. That's important too. And then cover it up. So looking at what we do, starting out with fluids, one of the big issues we've had is what do you do with your fuel tank? And some people put stable in it. Some people put octane boosters, but we had a problem with one of our members a couple years ago. They put stable in their tank, and their engine was not stock. Let me leave it that way. And he got on it before he put it away to get the juice all through the car, and he took out his engine. So we found out that Stabil lowers your octane rating. So if you need 93 or 97, it can be 3 to 5 octane points lower than what your tank is. So you want to be careful there. Doesn't mean you can't put it in, but it does mean you have to drive quietly, which isn't easy for us Mustang guys.
Tom, this is real world info. In fact, when I went to put some non-ethanol fuel in, I went to a Sheetz gas station and found non-ethanol. I went to put that in my Mustang too for the winter. I noticed that it's 90. It's not 93.
Oh, okay.
So if you had a 93
there's
octane
a couple
too,
other things that you can do, and one of them we just found out about is a company called Boostane. Boostane, and they have a boost for your fuel. And one of the neat things about it is they have a mixing calculator on their website, and you can put in your starting octane, your desired octane, and the gallons treated, and they will tell you how much of their product to put in the tank. That's one of the shortfalls with Stabil, because you put it in and you don't know how much you're diluting it. You put in enough to meet the criteria on the bottle, but it may not be what your car needs. So you want to be careful about that.
See, Mike, that's exactly why we brought Tom on. I've heard, Mike, a lot of people tell me, oh, the gasoline's got to be right. You got to fill it or you got to empty it. And by God, change the oil. And then one guy told me, don't ever change the oil in the winter. You change it in the spring. And he says, then you don't fill it up, you empty it. I go, wait a minute, I thought you filled it up. Tom, what do people like to do? Fill it or empty it?
The fuel tank, I'll tell you, I have a lower octane tune on my car, 90 or 87. So I just put Stabil in it, and I use Stabil 360. I'm not getting any promotional dollars from Stabil or from Boostane or anything. So those are just things we've come across. But I like their 360 because it creates a vapor in the tank that fills the void, whatever it is, with a vapor that keeps the water separated from the fuel. So I think that's important. I've used that successfully, and I haven't had any issues with my car. But
one of the filling things it up keeps the vapors, the evaporation rate down or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
So one of the things I'm going to read here from my notes is that it's important that vehicles from different generations and with different modifications may require unique or have unique requirements. And you should read the owner's manual. You should not just go out on your own and do things without checking maybe with other members or people that have had experience to know what your car has. But not just fuel, you also have your fluids like your transmission, your power steering. You also have potential issues with your brake fluid. Brake fluid should be changed every couple of years, and how many of you do that? It's been a long time since I have, but that's one of those fluid items that you put off doing, and you should make sure you check it. But
yeah, Tom, I had a guy at the car show say to me, "How do you know when you have to change your brake fluid?" I go, "See how yours is black like tar."
Yeah,
that's probably
brake fluid, like fuel, like ethanol or gas like that, can absorb water, and brake fluid is notorious for absorbing water. So that does not help your braking ability if you get in a situation. So that's just
Mike, there you go. We just fooled everybody hoping you watch this episode, because they never dreamed that Tom would start off talking about fluids, for crying out loud. And if you think that's crazy, wait till his tip number 2.
Well, everything is fluid as it is. So, we move from one thing to another. So, clean it. That's the next thing. Obviously, I think it's a good idea to put away your car clean. You're going to wash it. You're going to use maybe 2 buckets, or you're going to use a product that you can put on without water, waterless cleaner. There are several options there, but I like to make sure the car is clean and waxed or detailed, whichever you like to do, before you put that car cover on it, which isn't coming up until step number 8, but keep that in mind. So washing the car is important. Make sure that you clean the wheels, clean the tires, clean underneath. If you can take it to a car wash and wash underneath the car, that's always a good thing to make sure you get all that grime and dirt off that you can't see. So
Mike, I was asking some of your members when they put their cars away. A lot of people think that if you could just put it away and just wash it in the spring, but there's something to be said about cars that sit with all that dirt on the finish. Yeah. The grime it's harder to get off in the spring for me.
Well, and if you put a car cover over the top of your car, you're going to be pushing down on the car all winter long, and you're going to push that grime right into the paint or at least the wax, hopefully the wax. So
that's like taking a bath before you go to bed.
Yeah.
I used to take showers in the morning, but now, geez, okay, Tom.
Yep.
Fine. All right. So speaking of tires and wheels, that's a big controversial subject. Somebody told me, well, the problem with tires, John, is that they're on the ground and rats can climb up there, and then the weight of the car, the unsprung weight, and some guys are putting them up, some are putting them down. Some say let a little bit of air out of the tire, and they say overfill it. Because what are you talking about, Tom? What do you recommend?
Okay, what I recommend is about 4 psi higher than the rating on the door jamb.
Oh,
so mine is a 32 psi. I bump it up to 36, and that keeps a little bit more air. Plus, as you go into the winter, it's going to get colder out, and the air will shrink in the tires, so you're going to lose pressure just by that. So you want to have a little extra in it. Now, as far as putting it up on blocks, I've never done that. I've never had a problem with my radials in the spring going thump, thump, thump. But if you have an older car that happens to be running bias ply tires, it would be recommended to put it up on blocks or safe jacks for the winter to keep it off the ground.
All right. So Mike, is it true were you Mike the guy that told me that how you know winter is coming is that your low tire pressure monitor comes on?
Yeah, that was true in my Bronco. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because what is it, Tom? A 5 or 6 temperature degree change will lower the air pressure in your tire.
Yeah.
So I guess that makes sense.
And that's something to keep in mind right now anyway, because I go out every couple of weeks and check my tires right now on my other cars because they're all losing pressure 2 to 3 pounds every time it drops 10 or 15 degrees. I don't have the specifics on that, but that's what happens.
See, that's a really good point.
Makes the air shrink.
A lot of us don't do that, Mike. And they wonder why they come out in the spring and you have 4 flats.
Yeah.
All right, so Tom, now that your number 3 is what the number 1 most talked about problem, and that's the battery.
Yeah,
and
battery.
so many people, I've gotten so much conflicting advice. What do you recommend?
Well, I can go by personal experience, and I can tell you I have a charger that is a maintainer, and it's a diehard brand, happens to be. Again, no publishing money from them for me to say that, but it works. And I just put it under the hood, attach it to the terminals, leave the battery in the car. My car's in a garage, but it's not a heated garage. And I just put it inside the car under the hood and make sure that it's on all the time. And you have to check it once in a while and make sure that it's still charging. And that has worked fine for me. Now, there are others that like to take the battery out of their car.
Yeah, put it in the basement.
Then you wind up with computers that don't work as well in the spring when you fire it up.
Right.
So,
or you wind up lighting a cigarette in the basement while you're doing the laundry and blowing up your house.
That could happen. It could happen.
Yes. Yeah, I'm kidding. No, Mike,
well,
here's the issue. So somebody told me, well, they bought, now there's a difference, Tom, between a maintainer and a trickle charger, which always gives a charge in there, which sometimes can overcharge and boil out your battery.
Well,
and there's a maintainer, which only goes on when it needs it.
Well, a maintainer, you have to have it up to the 13.4 volts or whatever it is.
Okay.
You put it on it, and it supposedly will maintain that voltage in the battery over the winter. Now, I use a maintainer, and it's digitally controlled so that it looks at the battery. It tells the battery charger what the voltage is, and it maintains it at that voltage. So if it starts dropping, it picks it up. A maintainer will not charge a battery. It will just maintain it.
Right. So, and Mike,
will do both.
One of your, I think it was a board member, I'm not going to name them, they said they bought one of those, they said the tenders, they bought it at Harbor Freight for $6, but over the winter it burned out and actually drained the battery.
Oh.
And it killed the battery, to kill the cell in the battery. So I guess when it comes to maintainers, you get what you pay for. Some are good brand. Some cost $30-$40, and some are like $3, and they're made in the southwestern province of China.
Well, I will tell you, I do have a maintainer charger. It's one of those cheap ones from Harbor Freight on my lawn tractor in my back shed, which is cold all winter, and I keep it on it, and when I've had the lights on and it needs to charge, it charges, and it's not gonna put 15 amps in your battery. It's like 2 to 3 amps, so it's not going to really charge a lot, but it does bring it up, and I think that's a better choice than just a maintainer. That's my opinion.
Or nothing at all, which
Or nothing.
Right.
Oh,
which is
yeah.
never a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's move on to the
All right.
biggest problem of people that store their car outside in their garage. You know, Mike, I know your wife Tracy allows you to put your Mustang in the living room, but my wife does
Right.
not.
Right.
So a lot of people put them out in an outdoor storage area. A garage is one thing, Tom, but a
Yeah.
pole barn or a shed or someplace that has a dirt floor, you're always going to run the risk of mice.
Yes. Yes. Well, critters are one of the things, and I do have a quick story for you.
Okay.
Before I started putting mouse traps under the hood of my car, about 3 years ago, I wound up with opening the hood in the spring and finding that the insulation around the battery had been completely eaten away by mice over the winter.
Oh, it is delicious.
Oh, well, because it, like wiring, is made from soy,
Soy.
which, if you remember, Henry Ford was big on soy way back when. And that's one of the products in the wire covers. Mice
Yep.
will eat it. And so I put mouse traps under my hood. Now, I made a mistake, and I did catch a mouse under there once. I made the mistake of just throwing a couple of Victor mouse traps under there. And that's great, except when they go off, you don't know where they're going. So I took a piece of copper wire and I wired 2 of them together. And I put one on each side of the engine compartment, set like on the valve covers or whatever. And this wire goes between the 2 of them. So if one goes off, I can find where it went.
Yeah.
And it's also a good
Follow the
idea
other
to
one.
check it once in a while through the winter. You don't want those smelly dead animals under your hood either. So,
Yeah.
but that's one of the things that critters. Now, some people put dryer sheets. Some
Yep.
people put that other smelly, stuff in their car.
You never use mothballs. Please, God, no.
Mothballs. You know darn well when
No.
the car has mothballs in it. You smell it
No.
all during the next year.
No, you'll never. Here, Mike, I can vouch for this. You never quit smelling the mothballs. I
No.
remember going to my high school class reunion, and that one of the girls, well, she's not a girl anymore. She showed up and she said, "Look, I'm wearing one of my old prom dresses." Mike, it was a mothball smell that wouldn't go away. It overtook the table, and the chicken we had for dinner didn't taste like chicken because of the mothballs. It's
I
bad.
can believe that.
Wow.
But Tom, but I've heard, especially for people that have an issue with mice getting under the hood and eating soy-based wiring harnesses and things like that, I've heard that if you have peppermint extract or bags
heard
of crushed peppermint, you can just hang them in the engine compartment. They don't, like a mousetrap with peanut butter on it. They'll go for that. They'll try to eat it.
Yeah.
The peppermint they just don't like.
And it keeps them
is
away.
the peppermint thing working out for some people?
I have heard that it does. I haven't tried it, but I would say that's, one of those ideas that, you can certainly go online and find out 2,000 answers, or you can go on chat box and ask the question, and I'm sure you have an answer in 3 seconds on most any of this stuff, the way AI is going these days. So,
Yeah.
Oh, please.
yeah.
Mike, we
Let's
got to
not
get rid
go
of
there
AI.
tonight.
It's just awful.
By the way, John and Mike, I wanted to tell you that even though I'm from up north of you guys, we are not backwards.
Oh,
Yeah, look at that. See?
I like that. Ford
It may
mug.
look like backwards, but we're not backwards. I thought I'd
That is
interject
so
that,
great.
clarify
That's
that
awesome.
before we went any further here tonight.
Well, I got to tell you, Tom, this is really important for people because I know that nobody likes to put their car away.
Right.
The least of which is Mike, because, Mike, are you right near the garage door with your 05 so you can get out of there? Or is it in the back of the garage?
No, it's in the front of the garage.
Oh, there you go. So, but for the rest of us, so you put the car up, you wash it, you check the fluid, you got maybe you throw the bounce sheets in it. I don't know if that works. I
Really
know
don't
the peppermint
smell
did
bad.
work for.
No, that's a
Yeah,
good,
a lot of people say it does work.
yeah.
So if you can keep the critters out of it, that's always great. But then now, Tom, what is the one you call it a placement issue? You
Well,
just shouldn't store your
Before I go
Mustang
there, I wanted
anywhere.
to mention number 5, which is parking brake. And that's
Okay,
just real quickly, just to mention that don't put your parking brake on, because that can seize the pads or the pads to the rotor or the drums, and you don't want that.
So do you leave it in gear or you put it in
can
park?
leave it in gear. You can chock the tires. You put it up
Okay.
on blocks. You don't have to worry about it. But just real quickly, I just make sure you don't put your parking brake on. So
Yeah, I've heard of that. Or for some of these, Mike, I don't want. Let's not name any names because you've been in Moxham for 20 years. But I know guys with early Mustangs who don't have parking brakes that are operative at all.
Right. Oh yeah. I'm sure
Yeah.
a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
You get up underneath there and I go, hey, where's your parking? Oh, that rusted off 25 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't need that. What am I, a drifter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it is important, and
Yeah.
they used to be called emergency brakes. Now they're just parking brakes. But
Yeah, now nobody has an emergency anymore unless they ate at Taco Bell.
right, unless they ran over a Camaro or something.
Okay, so I got that
All
one.
right.
So
So
let's now move on to
location. Location.
now you don't park your Mustang just anywhere.
Well, I put location in here because there's several aspects of location. One is cement floors are not good, but dirt floors are much worse.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that you cover your car, but you also want to put something under it. And so it's recommended to put it on plastic or something that keeps the water from coming up through the bottom of the car. Even a cement floor will, and many of you have gone out on a frosty morning and found your garage floor is moist. Well, that's water coming out of the floor. So if you put plastic down, it'll keep the rust or at bay in underneath the car. Now,
My dad used to do the wheel dollies.
okay,
Yeah.
yep,
Yeah, and a good tarp. You can get a tarp cheap now at Harbor
you can
Freight.
get it. Yeah,
Put the
Harbor
tarp
Freight
completely
tarp,
under the
or
car
even-
because people don't realize, Tom. Even though in an enclosed garage with a good cement floor, that the moisture can wick up. It gets into. You can still get rusting on the bottom of your car just from that ambient moisture that's in the air, even in the wintertime. Yeah, that's a great tip.
Well, and especially in the spring when you can't get it out yet, and it's thawing and freezing, that's where it's even worse. So you can put down a tarp from wherever. You can put down Visqueen or a painter's drop cloth under the car, and that will at least keep the vapors from coming up out of the floor underneath the car.
Okay, so now
that's part of
gets us
location.
to your that gets us to your number 8. And
Well,
again,
real quickly, I want to mention, keep in mind where you're going to put your car, because if your car is in a garage like mine, you have to work in the garage during the winter. And you want to put your car where it's not going to be in the way, or make it so it's accessible so you can move it around, or put it where it's not going to be in the way from things. If you got a ladder going down from the upstairs, you got to be able to move the car or put it where it's not going to affect that. So,
Tom, that's why I go back to what I was saying about my dad. He did the wheel dollies just so he could get, like you said, he could move it within the garage, without really doing anything with it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So when your son says he had to move the snow thrower out of the way, he didn't hit your car. He didn't know what that dent came from. That's what you're talking about, Tom?
Yeah. And over the years, I also, since I parked 2 cars in the garage, my Mustang and my Fusion, I also put a like a bath towel, an old bath towel, hang it from the window wherever the Fusion door would be opening up. So there's more padding there. That's a help again. And if you're going to set stuff on your car over the top of the cloth, you can put a bath towel or something over the back deck or whatever, wherever you might set something, so you don't have that problem. I also put a good car cover on. I got a newer one this year, and there will be an editorial on it in our November newsletter, by the way.
Now, has this guy paid you for the use of their car cover?
What?
Is it a sponsor that at least gave you a free car cover?
No, not a sponsored one. I paid for it.
Mike, could you talk to Tom about getting sponsors?
He must be following like us. We just do everything for everybody. We get nothing.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Or pay for everything.
Tom, you bought a new car cover? I mean, every time I buy one, in 2 years they feel like Rice Krispie treats.
Well, this one seems to be a good one. It also has a couple of things that I didn't expect. One, it has a zipper that runs up the side of the door. So you can unzip it, flip it up, and get inside the car if you need to over the winter.
Without taking the whole cover off.
Without taking the cover off, and it also has a spot for the antenna to come up, so that doesn't have to be taken off all the time. And so a couple benefits, but you can read my editorial in the next newsletter if you get that, which you can get if you're a member of the Mid-Michigan Mustang Club. So
yes,
that's why, Mike, we told people forever. This is why you join the club.
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna have to have Tom back on to talk about newsletters for clubs as well.
Oh my God!
Now I didn't say much about
everybody
covers,
out there, Mike. Mike, it's worth everybody out there
thing,
to join Mid-Michigan just to get Tom's newsletter.
One other thing that is a tip for you if you cover your car and still work in your garage, put the cover over the top of the car, then take some Visqueen like a drop cloth and put over the top of the cover. And then if you're doing woodworking or something with dust like that I do, you can take the cover, the drop cloth outdoors in the winter, flip it upside down with help from your wife, and flop it off, put it back on, and it keeps the car cover clean.
Absolutely. Mike, I know from Steve and Angie Caesar, who during one rainstorm just put clear plastic over the car. They never got the water spots out from that car.
They finally have.
Never put plastic directly on the finish of your car.
Yeah, especially with water under it. Yep.
Yeah.
Now I will throw out, there are people that buy those cocoons. Drive your car in the cocoon that covers the bottom, covers the top. And those are another option for you if you want to do that. And I know several people
now, Tom,
that have used them successfully.
We're not all Mike Ray, where we can have the little air circulator over the car. It's in a bubble.
I never did that, but I know a lot of people who use that. Yeah.
I mean, I remember Terry McCoy had several of those Fox bodies in there, Mike. It actually measured the moisture in the air, and the fans went on and off. That was crazy. But Tom, I just wanted to point out, people should never put just plastic over the cover of cover their car, because it's not good.
Right.
The paint has to breathe just like everything else, and that will ruin your paint. Also, I know a guy who lives in my neighborhood. Now he's got a Buick, so that'll tell you everything you need to know.
But go ahead.
He swears when he puts his car away, he puts old bathroom rugs, any kind of old carpeting. Carpeting is best, he said. Have you ever heard the old rug carpeting trick?
No.
I just think that's
I have
full of dirt.
It must be a Buick thing.
I have put blankets on top of the cover.
Blankets. Okay.
Because that just gives you more padding if you happen to go out there and bump it, which you don't want to do, but that like the towel in the window, you can just put a towel in the window where the doors would be on your other cars, and unless that's the only car in your garage, and the other half is for storage.
I'm going with the carpet's a Buick thing, John.
Yeah, okay, I guess, so if you're listening to the Buick Owners podcast, maybe put old carpeting on your car. Wait, is there a Buick Owners podcast? Maybe. Everybody's got a podcast, but nobody's got Tom Welch II. We do. So, Tom, these are all great tips, but I think the proof of the pudding is going to be when we see you at the Mid-Michigan Stampede up, and your car is there, and it doesn't look like the mice have eaten it, and it's not beat up or the finish didn't come off.
Yeah. Well, I like to protect it and take care of it, and my car saw a lot of winters. It saw snow tires until it got retired from all that, and now it's been in pretty good shape. But they're going to get road debris if you've got miles on it, and I just turned 152,000 miles this summer, and I'm still going. Wow. So no valve problems, no cam problems, and knock on wood, it's been a good car. Oh,
that's Mike, did you drive your SVO in Michigan winters?
No.
Did you?
Never drove Mustangs in the winters.
You didn't daily drive those cars. You put them away each year.
Yep.
You are one lucky guy. I drove my Cobra 2 through 7 Michigan winters, and that's why it's still up. It's still up there in the thumb with my friend Chris, who took 5 years of putting all new metal in the car.
Yeah.
It's that's not good. So this is an important thing. Now, for those of you who are watching or listening to us, and you don't have the worry about putting your car away for the winter, good for you. But these
Yeah.
tips will also help you, even if you only store it for a little while. If you're occasional driving your Mustang, these tips even work for that.
Yeah,
So
well,
it
especially the
does help.
battery maintainer and the cover. Those are two things that you can do even if you're using your car year round. You know,
Yeah, and my brother, bless his heart, before he passed away, he had several Mustangs and old classic Fords in his garage, and he lived in Ahwatukee, just on the other side of Phoenix, Arizona, in the summer. And he said he's burned through more batteries in the heat than he
oh,
did
okay.
in the Michigan winters. So
Yeah.
battery tenders
Wow.
and they don't like the heat as. And today, I don't know, Tom and Mike, I know you've probably experienced this. Is there something about today's batteries that they're all made in China and they only last a year? I used to
Yeah,
have
they don't
batteries last
last long
5, 6 years.
anymore,
No.
What's going on?
and they cost more.
Well, I've had
What,
battery
double?
problems. I've had battery problems before, and I'll tell you what. The last time I got batteries, I went down to my Ford dealer in Birch Run, and I bought a battery for my Fusion, and I bought a battery for my Mustang. And I'm tired of these secondhand, not secondhand, but second brand batteries. I'm
Yeah,
going back and getting a Motorcraft battery, and I've had good luck with them.
yeah,
And they aren't any more expensive than an Interstate or a Die Hard or anybody else. And
yeah,
it supports your Ford dealer, and they support us, and that's important to me and to our club
yeah.
members. You
Yeah, when
know,
you get your battery at Walmart and the brand is Somsing Wong, it's usually not right. Yeah. So yeah, Tom, I can't thank you enough. This is very timely information for all of our listeners. Mike, we had to do it again because
Yeah.
now when you hear something, Mike, and if I get something, we're going to forward all of the hate mail directly to Tom because, oh, you don't do that. Tell Tom I used to store my old
yeah,
Model A in the
yeah.
barn. That guy.
Well, I will. I
Electron.
will. Final comment. I did send this out to all our members and the friends that get our newsletter, and I've already had about 5 or 6 people tell me new tips that have come back. So our next November newsletter will have those tips in it that we've gotten kind of an addendum to this, and so you just can't win. You're always going to have some second guess what you do. So
No
Nice.
good deed goes unpunished, Mike.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, thank you, Tom Welch. Thank all the members of the Mid Michigan Mustang Club. The Mustang Club of Mid Michigan's been
Yeah.
such good friends, Mike. That we not only listen to them, we love their cars. And when the Mustang Club of Mid Michigan comes out, they're at Memories, Mike. They're everywhere. They're such good friends. We had to tap into their knowledge base a little bit about this subject. And Tom, we can't thank you or your members enough for joining us tonight.
All right. Great to be part of your podcast.
Oh, we love it, Mike. We did it again. Now this time, the onus is on those members. And now we have cars with sensors in them and all this crazy stuff. So please take care of your Mustang, everybody, over the winter. And if you get to drive it, well, aren't you lucky? 'Cause we're not.
Yep.
Well, thank you again, folks, for joining us. Thank you, Tom, for joining us here on the Mustang Owners Podcast. We want you to hit that like button or at least subscribe for us. And if you're really smart, you'll get on svtstore.com and buy some of that cool Mustang Owners Podcast apparel that Mike's wearing right now. Or you can get on the Mustang Club of Mid Michigan and get on there and buy some Mid Michigan Mustang Club stuff and get a membership, Mike, and then you can read their own newsletter because we are going to have Tom on about the Ultimate Mustang Club newsletter. We'll do that shortly, Tom. Thank you again
All right.
for joining us. Thank you, folks, for joining in tonight. And we hope you enjoyed that episode and take this stuff to heart, will you? Take care of your Mustang. So until next time, we'll just have to catch you down the road.